take a prop. It's got a little pen on it. I don't know if I made enough. I only made 25. But what it goes into is a little bit about what Danielle was talking about. The first side is the pillars of education, and I made a little acronym. It's kind of stupid. Taylor laughed at me. It says each person evolves to create kind conditions, and that's to remember the enthusiasm, positivity, efficiency, creativity, knowledge, and compassion. So enthusiasm is exactly what it says. We don't really need to go over that, but being enthusiastic. Positivity, the power of positive coaching. Danielle was saying about your arms are bent, and I say, oh, your arms are almost straight. So you just try to rephrase what you're saying. Efficiency, to me, when I see a coach lecturing somebody for 5 minutes, lecturing them, that to me is not efficient. Getting them moving and getting them going right away, sitting there talking during class is not efficient. So we have to make the best of our 1 hour that we have. So we want to be super, super efficient. Creativity, to me, if I'm in, we do this raw fitness class, and if it's the same thing every time, it's awful. So you have to try to be different because it's boring. Stop being boring. You don't want people bored. Knowledge, to me, every time I do a lecture at Region 1 Congress or any of the congresses, everybody always cares about, I want to learn to spot a flyaway, I want to learn to teach a Tkachev, I want to learn to spot a back tuck, I want to learn, they always want knowledge. They don't want the other 5 pillars to me, and those to me are so much more important, the other items besides knowledge. Knowledge is important because you can't just sit there and say, well, I don't know what to teach you at all, but really important is the other 5. And then compassion to me is the most important, to make sure that you care about that person as a whole person and not going, you know what, you've got to get this series on beam because that's the most important thing in life. I know you're crying every day and your life is in shambles, but the series, that's the most important thing. Okay, so I just wanted to quickly go over those. Those are what Danielle did. I've got another minute or so. And then this other side is, I made a great acronym called IMPACTS because we thought we have impacts in their life. I don't even know, is that a word with an S? Okay, so the I. So when you're trying to think of an assignment for your group, and you're like, okay, what should I do today? The I is in a row games. Okay, so even if it's a lower level class, we're gonna go in a row, see if everybody can make their handstand. It's just a fun little pressure thing, and you try to, hey, let's see if we can do it within 2 minutes or 1 minute, make 5 in a row, or whatever we have to make for the whole group to have in a row. I think that's a great thing. Make more of the item and you do fewer total. So if you're coaching higher level kids, this is so important. When you say we're doing 5 first passes and someone is doing a full in and another one is doing a full, those numbers need to be way different. So you need to make sure you're lower the number if someone's doing an impact skill versus something that's kind of a basic skill. So also if, I heard Pej one day, I don't know, where's Pej? Hi. I heard Pej one day, he said, it's either 4 makes or 6 get-throughs. Well, 4 doesn't go into 6 evenly, so you would probably want to say 3 or 6, so that if you did make it, it equals 2. You know what I mean? Try to make it divisible. So if you're trying to do 12 points, make it divide by whatever the attempt number equals, that's how many a make equals, and it divides into it. If that makes any sense? But try to always think that way for makes and how hard it is. P is play and partner games. So you keep each person accountable. You always have that kid that's not skipping their turn. Well, if John and Bobby, they both have to make it before they go on, then it keeps them accountable. So you go, okay, you make that, then you go play tic-tac-toe. Or you make that, did you make it? Did you make it? And they're asking each other, did you make it? So try to get the play and the partners together, and that helps them stay accountable. And then A is accountability. For older kids especially, if you put up a board and just write your makes and misses on the board. Just go, we just want to see how many. That helps them a lot just because it's out in front of everybody, and they go, ooh, I better go finish the number that I want to finish, that I'm supposed to finish, so people don't think I'm not doing my numbers. Okay, and then C was call a coach. So if you're in any group and you're like, gosh, I can't get these kids to focus, I'm gonna call over Cassie to watch these mill circles right now. Call them over to watch that skill, and you'll see the energy change. And you try to, it mixes it up. When you just can't get through, I would call somebody over. T is team games. Okay, everybody, the whole entire group, we've got to get to 25 makes. So we have to get to 50 makes. Teams are working together, get more cards, finish faster, etc. And then my last one is social media. On the little flyer thingy, I made social media and show off, because you can do it as a show off turn, but a social media post is a show off turn. So any kind of show off turn, that's your S. And that is it.
Yay. You went very fast.